Hi, we'd like to welcome you to Plastic Industries and know that you've made the right decision to come on board. Today we'll be going through general orientation that will cover a brief history of PI and its plants, some benefits highlights, as well as the key elements of our employee handbook. Plastic Industries began in the late 1970s serving the food, beverage, and industrial markets with customers like Lyons Magnus Flavorings and Marquez Drinkable Yogurts. We quickly grew to 3 plants, 2 in California and 1 in Kentucky. Car Management acquired Plastic Industries in 2012 and grew the combined 6 manufacturing sites by adding nutraceutical products and further expanding the food, dairy, water, and industrial capabilities. Car partnered with Behrman Capital in 2014 to further support growth. Car acquired Hillside Plastics, which is located in Turners Falls, Massachusetts, in 2015 to further expand product, market, and geographic growth. In 2017, we added Paragon Packaging to the family. The 2 plants are located in Texas. The company unified under the Plastic Industries name, creating a distinct corporate culture of quality, service, and customer focus. Our plant locations are listed. Unique from our plants, the main facility shares a facility with Poland Spring, its main customer. Bottles are shuttled over the wall and immediately fill. We produce 100% of the 2.5-gallon containers Nestle uses on the East and West Coast. Our plants are located strategically near our customers. Each plant is union-free and has between 25 and 180 employees. We are headquartered in Nashua, New Hampshire. Pictured are 3 of our 10 manufacturing locations. The flexibility we have in the manufacturing process enables us to be competitive in the markets we serve. We are capable of running offset necks in irregular shape and have single cavity up to 16 cavity molds and thus are able to support low, medium, and high volume projects. While focused almost exclusively on HDPE processing, we have over 60 machines in our arsenal, 40% of them purchased since 2010. We have over 100 bottle designs and a world-class industry reputation for reliability and quality. You probably recognize many of these names. We are proud to be able to serve large customers such as these as well as smaller customers like dairies. While your handbook has information regarding these topics and details, it is important that we spend a few moments going through these items during this portion of our orientation. All new employees participate in an orientation program during their first 90 days of employment. Orientation period gives you the opportunity to become familiar with the specific duties and responsibilities of your new position. During this period, you will learn about performance requirements, company policies, compensation benefit programs, and other necessary information. If you are not suited for your position, it is understood that you may be reassigned to another position or terminated at any time during or after the orientation period. In your first week, you can expect to job shadow an employee that has been with us for some time. And if you are an operator or maintenance employee, you will be exposed to some industry-specific training using Paulson software. All employees in these 2 categories are expected to pass all 7 modules in this program. You will be given time and be paid to complete this training. Supervisors can expect additional training using online software to complete subjects such as non-harassment, FMLA, and some critical safety training such as lockout-tagout and machine guarding. You have access to see your paycheck using the ADP mobile app or using their website. The following is an example of what your paycheck may look like. Your hours will show both for the current pay period and year to date. You can also see how much vacation you have available. This is represented in hours. Additionally, you can tell which benefits you have if you look at the pre-tax items box under your pay stub under Other. Check to make sure your paycheck is complete and accurate and make sure to bring any discrepancies to the attention of the person handling your location's payroll. Overtime is calculated on hours worked over 40 per week unless you are a California employee, where it is any time worked over an 8-hour day. We pay our employees weekly on Fridays and highly encourage you to use direct deposit. Merit increases are normally processed once per year in June for hourly employees and March for salaried employees. Increases are determined based on your performance and the company's performance. Hourly employees are provided a salary reviewed at the 90-day mark of their employment. Attendance and punctuality are important factors for your success within our company. We work as a team, and this requires that each person be in the right place at the right time. If you are going to be late for work or absent, please notify your supervisor as far in advance as feasible under the circumstances, but before the start of your workday. Personal issues requiring time away from work, such as doctor's appointments or other matters, should be scheduled during your non-working hours if possible. If you are absent for 3 days without notifying the company, it is assumed that you have voluntarily abandoned your position with the company and you will be removed from payroll. Hourly employees should expect break periods and a meal period during their normal shift. The specific length, frequency, and timing of meals and breaks are determined by management and applicable state laws. Hourly employees who remain on the clock during meal periods are not allowed to leave the premises due to liability concerns. Employees are not permitted to eat at their workspaces during their meal break. Employees who leave the premises during their meal period must punch out, but they must recognize this will not be paid. You may not skip meal periods and/or break periods with the expectation of extending another meal period or leaving work before the normal quitting time. Break periods cannot be accumulated. Open enrollment paperwork will be sent to the plant where you work prior to your first day of insurance coverage. While the company shares the cost of some of your benefits, those considered voluntary are paid by the employee. You may enroll yourself in benefits using ADP, our payroll system. Please see your Human Resources Location Support person to help with this. If you have questions about the details of each plan that the location person cannot answer, please call Mary Luna Castro, our Director of Benefits. Call 888-209-7840, and your counselor is the first point of contact when you call the toll-free line using our EAP. This individual performs counseling and work-life triage, assessment, intake, and referral. All counselors hold master's degrees in counseling, social work, or other related majors. In addition, they have broad-based clinical skills and at least 3 years of experience in assessing and counseling related to a variety of issues. The EAP is free to employees as well as their family members. Plastic Industries offers a 401k for its eligible employees with John Hancock. The company currently matches 50% of the first 6% you defer. You become eligible for this benefit following 6 months of employment and can enroll during the enrollment, which is January, April, July, and September each year. Your location will be sent reminders about your eligibility as open enrollment gets close. Vacation does not roll over from year to year. It is a use it or lose it policy. Submit requests at least 2 weeks in advance, and vacation should be taken in no less than 4-hour increments. Depending on the state you work in, accrued but unused vacation will not be paid out if you choose to leave the company. Please note that this chart shows your accrual, which is what accumulates with each check, based on a 1-week pay period. As you can see, beginning immediately, you will begin accruing the equivalent of 40 hours per year. You may borrow against future accruals, but you cannot exceed those hours in total. While each plant can set their own holiday schedule, a few plants follow state guidelines and observe state-specific holidays. Please check with your location HR person for your holiday schedule. For plants other than those in California, full-time and part-time employees summoned for jury duty are paid the difference between their normal rate of pay and the jury duty pay for up to 3 days. Thereafter, the leave is unpaid. Full-time employees who have completed their introductory period are eligible for 3 paid days for the death of an immediate family member. Members of the immediate family include spouses, domestic partners, parents, brothers, sisters, children of domestic partners, grandchildren, grandparents, and parents-in-law. The Family and Medical Leave Act provides eligible employees the opportunity to take unpaid job-protected leave for certain specific reasons. The maximum amount of leave an employee may use is either 12 or 26 weeks within a 12-month period, depending on the reason for that leave. To be eligible for FMLA, you must have worked at least 12 months for the company in the preceding 7 years, have worked at least 1,250 hours for the company over the last 12 months. For other types of leave, including military, voting time, or personal leave, please read your employee handbook. Paid sick time is available to you if your state dictates this. We have a referral program at Plastic Industries. If you refer a friend or family member and they're hired, you're eligible for $250 when they complete 180 days of service. You need to be an active employee when that payout is made, and there are certain exceptions to the plan. It does not include employees who are executives or managers of a plant, or those that have direct staffing responsibilities for vacancies or provide support to the staffing function, whether as members of human resources or another organization. And finally, supervisors or managers in the management chain over the vacant position. The following type of candidate is excluded from consideration. The candidate cannot be a current employee, a temporary employee, or a contractor or consultant. Finally, the referred candidate cannot come from an employment agency or a personnel search firm. Plastic Industries expects all employees to be treated with fairness, dignity, and respect. Unfair treatment in the form of harassment or discrimination of any kind in the workplace is not acceptable. We encourage employees to report any perceived discrimination immediately. Any employee who believes he or she has encountered discrimination from a manager, supervisor, coworker, supplier, vendor, visitor, or customer should advise the Corporate Human Resources Department. The company will conduct an immediate and thorough investigation into the allegations. An employee who reports perceived discrimination to a member of management or human resources will not suffer adverse employment consequences as a result of making that complaint. Employees are expected to present themselves in a neat, clean, and professional manner. Good personal hygiene is expected of all employees. An employee must maintain a personal appearance in a manner that reflects a good image to the public. You should not wear suggestive attire, sandals, ripped clothing, or similar items of casual attire, since this clothing does not present a business-like appearance and in certain areas of the operation could present safety concerns. To comply with Plastic Industries safety standards and Food and Drug Administration regulations, no employee may wear sleeveless shirts or open-toed shoes in the production, maintenance, or warehouse area of any facility. Each facility has GMP requirements as well, such as hair and beard nets. You will receive a document with further details around our GMPs, or Good Manufacturing Practices. Information obtained as a result of employment with PI and from contact with customers is considered proprietary and can only be used in the course of employment with PI. The policy applies to internal documents and records as well as any information concerning customers, other employees, vendors, or suppliers. You must sign a confidentiality agreement during your new hire orientation. It is Plastic Industries' desire to provide a healthy and safe workplace that is drug and alcohol free. To promote this goal, employees are required to report to work in an appropriate mental and physical condition to perform their jobs in a satisfactory manner. Any employee who uses, sells, purchases, transfers, manufactures, possesses, or is found to have alcohol or controlled substances present in their system when reporting to work, at work, or during work hours may be subject to corrective action up to and including termination. We reserve the right to randomly screen our employees at any time. Employees should inform their human resources representative of any therapeutic drugs that have been prescribed by a licensed physician which could in any way affect work performance, driving ability, or endanger others in the workplace. Plastic Industries requires drug or alcohol screening in the following circumstances: pre-employment screening, employees reasonably suspected of using or being under the influence of drugs or alcohol based on behavior or other information, employees involved in a workplace accident, and employees' consent to submit to such a test as a material condition of employment. Forms of corrective action include verbal warnings, written warnings, final written warnings, and ultimately termination. Gross misconduct is usually terminable. Examples of gross misconduct are listed on our next slide. Reporting to work under the influence of alcohol or drugs, abuse, destruction, defacement, sabotage of company property, definitely harassments, any sort of threats, intimidation, assault, and fighting on company property, bringing firearms to work, and sexual conduct during working hours or on company property. The following is also prohibited and may lead to disciplinary action up to and including immediate termination: using foul or abusive language, solicitation, insubordination, fraud, causing, creating, or participating in a disruption of any kind, and removing or borrowing Plastic Industries property without prior authorization. Office hours differ from location to location. Doors cannot be propped open. All locations will require a badge or key fob for entry at all times. Please check with your location HR person or the plant manager to obtain a key fob. Welcome to Plastic Industries. Thank you for your time today.